Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. Today, I'm going to do a very simple live, and it's Ask Me Anything. So, occasionally, usually maybe 5 or 6 times a year, I'll pop on, I'll do an Ask Me Anything. And if there are questions, then I answer those questions. And it could be anything, it could be something as random as, Mia, how is it that you got started? It could be something how do I choose whether coaching and consulting is right for me? It could be anything, but this is for you. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I got started 20 years ago. And those are the questions that I had. I wanted to figure out how to take my knowledge, my background, and my gifts, and figure out a way to be able to go to work as myself. And maybe you've had the exact same questions. You're smart, you're sharp, you're incredible, you're brilliant, you're amazing, and you're a giant in every way. And you've been trying to figure out for yourself, how do you leverage all of your years of experience for yourself? And how do you package these things and put them into your own business, build your own brand, start your own company, renegotiate the way that you work and you earn. Maybe you are already exceptionally successful in terms of what you do, but you know that you've got a model where you're trading time for dollars and you want a new way. Or maybe the only way you've ever thought about running a company is not running a company. You've thought about it as a side hustle. Like, I've got my business and it's this thing I do on the side. And in your mind, you'd like to see if it's possible for you to be able to build a business full time. So if that's you, you're in the right place tonight. Typically, when I come on these lives, I teach or talk about something that that I've done or what of my clients have done. But tonight is different. If you have a question, you can post the question here on the chat, and if I can see it, I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question that you have. My only goal is to support you, and you're my community. You are here all the time. You've been here over the last 10 years. And my goal is to answer your questions. And sometimes there's a question about how to get started. And then sometimes there are personal questions that people have for me about how I got started on my journey or what allowed me to feel confident to know that I was ready to run a business full time, et cetera, right? Or maybe you've got specific questions about my Giant Experience Master training, which is it's phenomenal if I say so myself, but over 100 women have stepped into that training and they have done exceptionally well. And many of my clients have hit the 6-figure and beyond mark, but many of the clients that have attended have learned how to sell what they do for high ticket, $2,500 or more. Most of my clients, the average sale per client is about $10,000, $12,000, somewhere in there. So maybe that's the question that you have specifically. You've seen the Giant Experience Master training. You know the next live virtual training is next weekend. And you're like, is this for me? I mean, can I get results? Look, shoot me the questions. So for those of you who are just joining, I want to welcome you here. Tonight is a live Ask Me Anything. And I only do these usually maybe 5 or 6 times a year. It's just my way of answering any questions that you have. And I'd love for you to just start posting your questions here so that I can see them and start to answer them in the order that I see them. My goal is to support you in my community. And my goal is to help you figure out what that next step might look like. And sometimes there's just that one question that you had that makes all the difference. Like maybe it helps you to understand the resource or the tool or the direction that you want to go. Okay. So it's Ask Me Anything. You can post the questions here. I'll stay on pretty much as long as there are questions. If there are not any questions, then I'll sign off. All right. I'm here as a resource for you tonight. And I'm so excited to be here. And, before I get started answering questions, let me tell you, I had such a great weekend hanging out with my youngest doodlebug. So many of you guys know that I'm an empty nester. Well, I'm moving toward an empty nester. And so I went from having 3 kids at home to 2 kids at home to 1 child at home. And so just having a lot of fun making those transitions and enjoying the change of routine and all of that. So I know those of you who have experienced that, you know exactly what that feels like and just savoring every single moment, right? And that's why I built my business, so that I could savor the moments. Okay. So if you're just joining me, it's Ask Me Anything. You can come to my Facebook page at Mia Redrick. On Facebook, post the questions. I'll answer any question that you have here. Okay. All right. So we do have our first question. All right. And it's from Cass and says, how did you connect with the individuals you desire to serve in your field of favor? Then first time experience monetizing with them, did you find or did they find you? That's a great question. All right. So here's the first question from Cass, and she wants to know, how did I connect with individuals who wanted to work in my field, right? Like, how did I work with my ideal clients? I think in essence is what she's asking. So what I realized is, for me, I never wanted to be what I call a fake expert. And that means that I'm marketing something that I don't do personally. So you've watched me over the years, you've been on my page as well. Every single thing that I offer my clients, I demonstrate to them, I show them the proof that I've done it myself. So I'm going to answer your question and show you how this ties together. I only teach my clients how to teach and sell what they know and what they do. Okay. And that's what I've done over the years. So if I had a client that wanted to work with me because they wanted to do a corporate deal, I could show them the corporate deals that I acquired myself. Right. If I had a client that wanted to do television at locally or nationally, or they wanted to do national articles and be published there, I could show them where my articles were published and demonstrate proof, because if you're really doing those things, you have proof of those things. So to answer your question, the way that I always connected with my ideal clients, and I'm really great at it. If you watched any of the results incubators, you can see, is I interview my clients who resonate with the results that I've been able to create, first for myself, and then being able to transfer those results to others. So my advice to you is, we all have an expertise case. So we all have an expertise of what it is that we know how to do. And it's all about being able to, one, share how you've been able to change your own life first, and then demonstrating how you've changed the lives of others. And you'll find that your ideal clients will come forward. They'll reach out to you, they'll inbox you. I run webinars. I am on Facebook. I do, I come on, I go live on Mondays typically. But typically people just reach out to me because they write us a lot of times because they've just seen me online or seen some of my YouTubes or seen many of the results that I've created, and they have an expressed interest around that. I hope that answered your first question. It is a live Q&A. Okay, you can ask me anything. All right. And this is the 5th or 6th time I've done it this year. I'm here for you as a resource. You guys start posting your questions and I'll answer them in the order that they come. And be sure to share with friends that might benefit. And then the second question is the first time experience monetizing with them. So here's the coolest thing about my story. I come from a significant background as a corporate trainer. And that's what I did professionally. And so in my sleep, I can literally figure out how you could take what you're doing and what might be the best option for you to be able to monetize your knowledge. All right. So, and I found for my clients that it's very different depending on your background and your gifts and your talents. Right. So I don't have a cookie cutter strategy. I'm not just, regurgitating training when I teach my clients. It's based on them. So my first time experiencing monetizing with my clients was I went to a speaking engagement. And I, at that time, didn't even have a coaching program. I had just written a book. I had just done a corporate deal with Panera Bread. I had just done my first television segment and with the new Ricky Lake show. And I was speaking at a live event. And when I was done, there were maybe 50 people at the end of the stage who loved what I had to say, which was my truth. And they asked me in that moment how they could work with me. Now, I didn't have a coaching program at that time. I was focusing more on building the brand of television, right, and sponsorships through corporate deals, right? So, and I just gave them all a piece of paper, name, email address, and phone number. went home and started to think about what I talked about that resonated and made an offer to each and every one of them to move forward. My very first deal was for my coaching program was a coaching program. It was $2,500. This is like so long ago. Okay. Maybe that was about 18 years ago or something like that. I can't remember how many people signed up, but it was a lot of people who signed up. And that's what got me into coaching. What I realized was that there were people who saw the proof, the evidence of the results I was creating for myself, and they wanted me to teach them how to do the similar thing. And I hope that that really helps you. And did you find them or did they find you? They found me in that I was speaking at an event and I didn't even have a coaching program. And that's how they came forward. Today is a live Q&A. You can post your questions here. Don't let Cass have all the fun, okay? And so that I can answer your questions. I do this 5 or 6 times a year, and it's my way of paying it forward to my audience. You guys are here. A lot of times you have questions for me about how did I get started, or whether or not my programs or coaching is for you, or how might I be able to support you in some way or something else, right? And I'm here to maybe how to coordinate like work life, right? How do you make room for yourself? So that's why I'm here. So I think I answered your question related to that. And good evening. I see your question here. All right. And then when I started to monetize, when you started to monetize, did you do free workshops, paid workshops, one-to-one or group work, lives or private groups to start? So I want to answer that question from the perspective of the tallest place. And this is for every person that's here. It's a great question. So I'll post it back. How did I get started? Did I do workshops for free? Did I do paid workshops? Were they one-on-one? Was it group work? So this is my full answer. First thing you have to think about, and I want each and every one of you, even if you're watching a replay, to post this here. You got to think about what's your goal, right? Like, how do you want to live? So I was never really that person that said, like, just tell me what works and I'm just going to do that. I always wanted a full solution. And I want you guys to lean in and hear me on this. I wanted a full solution. I wanted to work from the comfort of my home. Now, this is 20 years ago. I have this vision that I can work from home. Everybody I know is working, going to work, but I want to work from the comfort of my home, and built a business doing exactly that. So I never really focused on doing Band-Aid strategies in my business to grow my business. I leaned 100% into how I wanted to live. All right. So meaning I wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur. I wanted to work from the comfort of my home. So every single thing that I began to do and learn and build was all around that goal. Does that make sense? I'm not a big fan of, and I know, some of you guys, if this is what you do, I'm not saying don't do these things because they work. Okay. They may be working for you. But I never did a lot of free things. I didn't do like free challenges. I've never coached people for 3 days or 5 days for free. I just have never done it. And the reason is because I came from a significant background. I know the power of what I know how to do, my expertise. And it's the reason why my clients very quickly are able to hit 6 figures. Many of them have gotten free and made transitions in their work. So I just never saw myself as a person just saying, you can just have my knowledge for free. I also recognize that I only want to work with people who are serious, people who are investment minded. And like, I just found for myself that like, if somebody wasn't willing to commit to make an investment to learn what they could see, meaning I only showed the proof. That was the question you asked me earlier, right? Of what it is that I had done for myself. So anybody wanted to work with me for the very beginning saw that I had best-selling books, saw that I had done multiple corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 companies. They saw me on national television. They saw the segments. They could even go to YouTube and see tons of them. They saw that I had a column with Huffington Post that I had written for so many publications, hundreds of them, right? Over the years. And they read the article. So it wasn't me telling them. They saw it. And I knew that anyone that wanted me to transfer what I was doing, that they could see to them, they were not the free buyers. And I have no interest in that. I think that there are people who are serious And then there are people who are interested, and there are people who are curious. And the biggest difference between them is how they invest. People who are serious are investment minded. They say yes. They proactively look for the options that they want it to, to change their lives, and they make an investment. They're not like, like that. They're not looking for a $97 solution. They're not looking for a $197 solution. They're looking to hit 6 and 7 figures, replace their income, renegotiate the way that they earn. And they know to do that, they've got to invest at a level that they cannot walk away from. So I hope that that answers your questions. I've always worked with high-level investors. Those are the only kind of women that I want to work with. My clients call themselves giants, and I only work with a giant, because to change your life, you've got to be giant about it. And you've got to believe in yourself enough that you know that you're worth it, right, to make that investment. Today is a live Q&A. And as you know, I don't do these a lot, okay? But it's my honor to do them. I do them a couple times a year. And it's my way of answering any questions you might have. I do maybe 5, maybe 6 of these a year, if that. And it's my way of answering questions for those of you who are in the community. Post your question, and I'll answer your question as they come in. And Cass, you said, okay, nice, appreciate the feedback. Yes, this is insightful and helpful. I'm glad. Okay, we have another question. Hi, Jacqueline. I offer bookkeeping and tax prep services. How do you market your services? So interesting. One of my clients who I supported in closing a pretty significant deal. So she was an accountant as well. And she was charging by the hour, which is probably what you're doing. And I think she was charging something like $55, $75 an hour, somewhere in that realm. And when we started working together, I showed her how to change her fee schedule based on the value of the results she was providing. So she had a lot of larger clients, and she was charging them just like individual clients, which you really cannot do. And as a result of us working together, she closed her first, I think her first deal was, oh God, I know it was over $25,000, but it may have been even more than that. I just don't want to misrepresent anything like that. But she closed her first significant deal, which she would have never done because she would have billed those clients hourly. So to answer your question, which is you do bookkeeping and tax prep services, the way to market the services is dependent on the client. And I think that what you may hear here is like, Mia, you just talked to me about pricing. But the deal is that marketing is all about understanding like the value of the result you bring to the table. And your ideal clients want to work with you because you're amazing at what you do. And the more they know what it is that you do that is amazing, the more attractive you become in your marketing. I saw something recently. It's like I could tell you about what I do over and over and over again. And I could tell you like, we do this. And like, I could tell you like all of my clients, sell high ticket, which they do. And they sell things between $2,500 and $100,000, which they do, or more. Many of them are free, which they are. I could tell you that. But more importantly, what really matters to you in marketing is, will this work for you? Right? So what's more important is that your clients in your marketing understand that when they take a journey with you, how it's different. There are tons of coaches that you could work with. And there are lots of coaches you could work with for a heck of a lot less than working with me. The question is, can they deliver the results? Do they have the proof? Do they stand by what they do? And I would say, that's one of the things that I feel really good about. Clients work with me. I have an ability to help people get and create amazing results. And that's super important. And when you are thinking about marketing to your ideal clients, you want to work with someone that can get you there in your marketing. And I would suggest, if you haven't looked at it, check out our master training, the Giant Experience Master Training. I teach you how to package what you do in a completely different way, how to price it to value the transformation you bring the client. I show you how to market so that competition becomes irrelevant. There are so many people who are competing based on price or content. My clients don't work with me because of a course. My clients work with me because they get results, and because we have a community of other women that hold them accountable to be great. Okay, that's why they work with me. Okay, you know what I mean? So you got to think about as it relates to you. So check out the Giant Experience Master Training. Like I said, I have supported tons of clients who have come through that process and supported them in packaging, pricing, positioning themselves in their marketing so that competition is irrelevant. They're not competing on prices. They attract investors in their business. And then I show them how to sell. And a lot of times we think we have a marketing problem, but Jacqueline, sometimes it's not a marketing problem. Sometimes there is a selling problem. Like if you don't know how to have a significant sales conversation for your company, then what ends up happening is that you have an insignificant sales conversation. And that means that no one says yes, right? So I want you to hear me on this 100%. I'd love to support you in understanding how to set up the formula in your company of what to say and how to build out scripts that are relevant for you and what you're offering so that sales become more systematic. Sometimes we're uncomfortable with those big numbers. And that's why you have to be in community with people who are selling at the highest level. It doesn't do anybody any good to have a bunch of friends all around that are like, I'm a bestseller. It's like, okay, Amazon years ago, you could be a bestseller on Amazon and it meant something. It actually meant that you sold books. Okay, it actually meant that you would get a check. Today, you could be a bestseller in a sub category. It means nothing. Okay, it means nothing. All right. And yet a lot of times we have the wrong focus on what success looks like or what marketing looks like. At the end of the day, you don't need a lot of clients. You know, if you know how to offer what you do at the highest and tallest level, you can have very few clients and hit your goal. Tell me what your annual revenue goal is. Like, let's say you wanted to hit $500,000, right? And you learned how to put together a package based on your bookkeeping services for 25 grand. And you might say, what? You only need 20 clients. And I guarantee you're working a lot harder than that. So, you know, sometimes it's about making those investments in yourself to learn what you do not know so that you can stop working hard. I hope this helps somebody and it'll support you, right? Really important. Okay. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay. Then there is Kessa Black, how to connect with businesses that need investors to invest in their business. So that's not my expertise. My expertise is to teach you how to package your knowledge into a high ticket product. Now we're talking about investment of human capital. Like you can at times have other people who will partner with you and share their network with you. Okay. And that's a great way to be able to have investment in your business. But if you're I'm talking about human capital, knowledge capital, IP capital. But if we're talking about investment capital, I really haven't done that a whole lot in my coaching business. My husband and I also owned for almost 20 years a commercial laundry business and also have run real estate. A real estate business for many, many years, also over 20 years as well. Right. So I never will answer a question if it's not my zone of genius or my expertise. I hope you understand that. All right. So awesome. And then Jacqueline writes, if you have a question, make sure you post it here. I'm here. I'm doing a lot of Q&A. I'll ask me anything. I'll answer the questions as they come in. Okay. Jocelyn says your annual revenue goes 300 the first year. Yes. Thank you for the knowledge. And we'll check out your offering. Check it out. It'll make a big difference for you. I think that the way that I teach my clients, professionals who are already in business, how to restructure what they do in a completely different way. So think $300,000. Let's say we came up with an offer for you for 15 grand, right, for businesses and 20 clients. That's it. All right. So then let's say we just took a strategy to figure out what could be in that 15K package and who that ideal client might be and what the sales conversation needs to look like for that client. All right. I have tons of clients over the years who have come to work with me who are selling things for low ticket. One of my favorite stories, I know you guys have heard it before, is last year I had a client who was a chess coach who came to me, was selling their product for like $40, $60 per client. And we renegotiated and changed what she was doing. And as a result, she started selling what she was doing for tens of thousands of dollars, literally, for with a completely different client. Had very, very strong, multiple six-figure year, very, very strong. Just by changing that, just following the formula, And these are not outliers. This is something that is absolutely available to you, but you got to step up for yourself, and you got to believe that that's possible, even if you're looking at things online that tell you, you need to, sell something for $97 and then go to 197 and then 297 and blah, blah, blah. Or you need to, run a free challenge for a week. And it's all this excitement and all of these things. But at the end of the day, these people don't transition to become customers. Listen and learn. You're worth so much more than that. Your time is worth so much more than that. And it's time that you understand how to build and package what you do based on leverage. Okay. Today's a live Q&A. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. We've had some great questions. I'd love to take some more questions from some different folk. If there are questions on the floor, I'll answer them. And if they're not, then I'm going to sign off. I love to do this usually 5, maybe 6 times a year. I'll pop on, answer any questions. Maybe the questions you have for me about me personally, which we had a couple today. Or maybe there are questions about the Giant Experience Master Training. The next training is you can sign up, you get instant access to the live training instantly, and it's amazing. And I can tell you, it is my life's work. It's incredible. Not just because I say so, because we have hundreds of clients that have backed up what the Giant Experience Master Training has done for them. And the coolest thing is that it's 100% virtual. You can study in your pajamas on the bottom. Okay, you can study home from the comfort of your home. And I get to answer your questions. And that is, to me, where the lights go off. And for the very first time, many people who didn't know that they were the product and how to take that knowledge and turn it into a high ticket service based business, and how to market it, how to price it, how to have a significant sales conversation as a consultant, or how to do a licensing deal. I have a lot of clients that do those kinds of things. And if you've been looking for answers that work, that are true, that are tested, okay, that are proven, okay, not hype, okay, then the Giant Experience is something that's worth looking at. All right. Are there any other questions on the floor? I'm here to answer your questions. Are there any other questions on the floor? So excited to be here tonight, as always, just to be able to just, share what I know. And I know that it can make a difference. Sometimes you'll hear one thing that changes everything for you. And I hope that there's something that I've said tonight that has really touched somebody out there, that's really connected with someone and made you realize, like, I can do this, like, because you can. You're smart, you're sharp. There's no need to make this more difficult than it already is. All right. You don't have to be. There's an easier way to be able to build a business from the comfort of your home. One second. Are there any final questions? Are there any questions? Today is a live Q&A, and I'm here to answer your questions. I might need to get a cough drop though. Hey there, Terry. Terry, you are here. You're also a client, and I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute. And that is, of course, I'm saying that I only teach what I do. You are a new client. You have the opportunity and the viewpoint to be able to see, do I teach you anything that is hype, or do I teach you to do anything that's unethical? Do I teach you what I do, right? So what would you say about my teaching style specifically that has supported you? I may have to grab a cough drop though. 1 second. Okay, let's see. And just, you can type it in there. Allie, I am a service provider in the operations space. I love what you were saying about packaging at the highest level, but I can't figure out how to form that package for myself. So, Allie, this is not a sales pitch, okay? But that's what the Giant Experience Master Training is all about. It's for someone like you who has an ability already to create results and you don't know which model fits for you: coaching, consulting, training, online education, or licensing. And you want to know how to drop what you're doing into a structure that where you can sell what you do in a completely different way using leverage models, right? One to many models. So instead of trading time, I teach my clients a different way to be able to offer what they do. So it is a master training. It is my signature master training. Hundreds of women have come to the training. Clients have earned multi-millions of dollars. We've had tons of clients have come through within less than 6 weeks who have hit six figures and beyond based on what they've learned. The next live training is December 3rd and 4th. You need to clear the weekend. Come on. If you've been following me, you know that I always show you proof. If you have questions about that, you can always inbox us here. My member of my team will send you over one of our results reels just for the Giant Experience Master Training. I think it's like 4 hours, okay, of clients sharing specifically how it made a difference. Many of my clients, before they attended, did not realize that they were the product. They were sitting on a gold mine. They just didn't know how to structure their knowledge in a way that was high value for them. And that's really important to understand, like for yourself, what you have your hands on. So you can't figure out the form to package for yourself. You need to come to something that's more expansive. I would say that if you signed up today, you get access to 10 plus hours of the digital training immediately to watch. You'll love it. But in addition to that, there's some cool bonuses right now that are good through tomorrow. And then we'll start to remove some of those bonuses that are I just put them out there, some bundle bonuses that are good until midnight tomorrow night. So this is not a hype thing. You'll see it when you go to the site. I posted the link here in the comment thread. I can post it here also for you guys right now. But you just need to see the model of what it can look like. You don't need to make it up, right? You don't, there's no need to make it up. You just need to see what it looks like and then move from there, right? And that's what I would suggest. So there are many different ways depending on what your business is. There's a model that's best for you. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I mentioned, my background's corporate training. I worked for a Fortune 100 company. At the time was a Fortune 3 company. And my role specifically was instructional design and training and development. I have a significant background in being able to look at what you do as a professional and figure out how to take it and put it in a structure you can sell. And I've done every single thing that I teach my clients, I have done myself. So you could package and sell a hard skill. That's something like maybe you're doing professionally. It could be a soft skill. It could be something like mom coaching. That's how I started my business, as a mom coach. I packaged my first system as a mom coach. I built my very first coaching program as a mom coach. All right. So for those of you out here like, I create results, but it's not related to my business. It's a life skill. Maybe you're a divorce coach, or maybe you are organizational strategist of some sort, or something else, right? Or maybe you help people to implement quickly, right? And that would be of great benefit to corporations. Or maybe you do DEI work, or maybe something else. All right, it could be tons of things. But know that if you have an ability to create results for people, you can package your knowledge for high ticket. And a lot of us, we just have never been told, we've been taught like things just don't work. All of my clients sell high ticket, or I just don't work with them. Okay. So are there any other questions or comments, anything like that? I'm happy to answer any final questions that might be on the floor. This has been great for me today, right? There was somebody there. Who's that? Margaret, tell me, why are you sad, right? You want to take your knowledge and you want to package it. It's a happy thought, right? There's nothing sad about it. But knowing exactly how to take what you do and put it in the right structure can make all the difference. And sometimes we just haven't been taught. Yeah, of course, Allie. Check out the Giant Experience Master Trainer. I take amazing care of you. We've had hundreds come through that training, and it is significant. It is like a master's level course. Over the course of a weekend, your mind is on fire. You get clear for the very first time around what this could be, what it could look like, what the options are, how to charge for it, who the buyers are, how to sell it, many different ways, but not in the ways that you maybe have been seeing, where people are inboxing you, or, how all that craziness, right? Like inboxing you, or, whatever, right? Like foolishness, right? But really in a really professional way, right? Okay. Awesome. So Cass writes, that is definitely my focus. Parents, caregivers, entrepreneurs. Okay, good. Thank you. Going to look into it because we need to put it in the right structure and package it. Yeah, I mean that's how I built my whole business, right? So when I started as a mom coach. I don't know if you know this. I built a curriculum for moms, and I marketed that to some corporations. Did some strategic partnerships with Marriott Corporation, with Panera Bread, with Great Harvest Bread Company, Corner Bakery Cafe, with my mom coaching systems. And so I started with a soft skill. And then I also leveraged much of that and did national television as well, and was signed to two Emmy nominated nationally syndicated television shows as well. And I show my clients, it's not just me, I teach them. I have clients who have never done television before they started working with me, and as a result of what they've learned, have been able to garner national media attention, ongoing local attention, been signed to television shows, etc. And that's the coolest part about teaching what you know. It's a proven formula that works. I show my clients over and over again how these things can work for you. And instead of you trying to figure these things out yourself, you need to follow a straight line. Okay. Last call for questions or comments. Was this good or was this good? Okay. My only goal was to come here and answer any questions that you might have for me today about how to take what you want to do and put it in a structure, or how to get started. And I want you to know it's possible. And if I can be of support to you in any way, we're just always inbox me, and I'm happy to answer any questions that might be on the floor. But in the same token, know that nothing happens without you taking an action. I think the best first step, if any of what I've said resonates with you, that and you want to package your knowledge into a structure, you're not sure how to get started, where to get started, check out the Giant Experience Master Training. Or if you want to know equally how to price to value what you do, you're not sure what you should be charging, check out the Giant Experience Master Training. Or you want to know how to position yourself in the marketplace as the obvious choice. And when you do it right, competition becomes irrelevant. Competition is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Like, likeness doesn't matter, right? What matters is what's different. It's so funny to me. Like, I mean, there are a zillion business coaches out there, but who cares? Okay, at the end of the day, it's like, do they create results like I do? Okay, because if they do, okay. All right, and I don't say this from an ego perspective, but I teach my clients how to only sell what you know how to do. And when you do that, you can stand behind that. And also how to sell. And nothing happens if you don't know how to sell, how to market what you're doing at the highest level. Thank you, Terry, for what you've written. Mia allows you to create results utilizing your professional knowledge. I'm a real estate broker and owner of TLK Realtors. And I have never even thought about providing real estate coaching and training. I'm packaging my real estate knowledge to help other real estate agents transform their sales agent behavior into an investor. In a nutshell, I have learned so much from Mia and the community, and I'm still learning. There is so much you will grow in life and business. So I always love that, because I could tell you that that's real, but it is real. And I think it's just better if people who have worked with me, she's currently a client who's come through the Giant Experience, who has learned a lot about how to take her knowledge, exceptional knowledge, in real estate, conventional real estate, and then also as a real estate investor, a significant investor, and how to take that and put it in her own course. And I think we have created a straight line, right? So instead of you trying to grab this resource over here and grab that resource over there, I provide my clients with what I call a full solution. There are many people who value that. They're busy professionals, and you don't want to look all around and figure out what works. Just lean into what does work, right? So that's 100% what I'm into. And I know that if you're watching this, you know that I respect your time. I'm not here. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. Okay. I want your results. Okay. Because when I create results for clients, then literally more people desire to work with me because I create results. And my only goal is to help my clients get results. So you understand the difference. See, if I wanted your money, I could just charge anything. I just say $97. Just come. I don't ever have to talk to you. I don't have to make sure you get results. But when there's a significant investment that you have to make, then I have to show up significantly too. And that means that I want to make sure I've got that right client who's ready and who really sees themselves as a 6 and 7 figure earner. And that's a different person than someone that's just looking for a band-aid. You guys get this, right? Was this helpful today? All right. Did you get value or did you get value? Right. Like, as always, that is my goal, is to come here and really speak from my heart. And I hope that if this one message connects with someone here, and as a result of that, you do something different, you leverage what you've learned here, you join me in the master training, the next master training, which is this upcoming weekend. You stand tall for yourself and understand it is absolutely possible to go into this new year with momentum. Now it's up to you, right? It's up to you. All right. Last call, last comments, ahas, takeaways. Anybody want to say one aha or takeaway that you got as a result of being here today? Any ahas or takeaways as we sign off, right? Any ahas or takeaways, something that you heard that you're like, that was good. And I didn't think of it that way, but as a result of you sharing this today, I see that differently, or I'll do this differently. Any ahas or takeaways, anyone willing to share? All right. So my only goal is to support you as always. All right. So make sure you check us out on Mondays, typically at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live pretty much every Monday, Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Okay. Okay. And okay. All right. So Cass, you say that you have extensive specialization in children, with children and families, in prevention, health, wellness, and self-care. Awesome. Plus a sales and retail history. And you added a social emotional learning. That's really good. Mindfulness and mindful movements. Good. Yoga, meditation. Definitely putting personal education and professional experiences, gifts, talents, and skills in my coaching consultant. This was amazing to know it all can be done. It absolutely can be. And here's the other coolest part is, a lot of times when we're selling soft skills, Cass, that people tell us, like, you can't be all of who you are. You can't take all these things and offer to people. When I got started, I was told by the director of a small business resource center that no one would ever buy mom coaching from me. Okay. And I was helping moms find more time for themselves. Right. And I believe wholeheartedly that when you make that time for yourself, your family gets the sum of who you are. So if we don't make deposits in ourselves, then our family doesn't get to experience all of who we are. And I remember going to get help to get my business started and being literally laughed at and told that, like, nobody's going to buy that. You need to just stick with corporate training because that's where it's at. And I'm so grateful I didn't listen. And that, and that I allow intuition to be at work in my life, in my world, right, as my guiding tool. So really, really important. Okay. So I hope that you guys, hear me on that. Just know that you can be all of who you are. And that's the coolest thing about selling what you know, is that you're selling what you know how to do. You're packaging what you know how to do, the results that you know how to create. And so you get to be all of yourself, all of your amazing self. And that's the thing that's going to differentiate you and make you stand out, right, in the world, and make your ideal clients want to work with you, because they need all of that. The meditation, the mindfulness, the social emotional learning, and so much more that you can offer. I love you. I am excited that you were here tonight, and I hope you had as much fun as I did. I look forward to seeing you inside of the Giant Experience Master Training. Check out the link that is here on this page. And if you're watching the replay, all right, great. I want to see your comments as well. All right. And I want to see you inside of the Master Training as well. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now. Okay. If you're subscribed right now, and also share it with a friend. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great and amazing night.